Right.
Yeah, I was just curious because you
I'll just
actually
go on and on.
I know this guy just keeps talking, I'm telling you. So you were lucky that you actually grew up in a household that really household that they saw how art was so important to them, right? To all,
Yes.
yeah, that's great. Now, so what would you say to someone who has that artistic vision and that creativity within them, but they're not in a household that's supportive of it, right? Because then you always run into like, well, yeah, you're not going to do that, for the rest of your life, or you got to go get a day job, that type
Have
of
a
thing.
plan
So
B.
right,
Have
exactly.
a
So what
plan
would you
B.
say to somebody in that aspect?
That is a great question. So, and I do run into that a lot. I work with a lot of actors who moved to LA to pursue their dream of acting, but never had support from their family.
Hmm.
In fact, they had the counter support, the negative
Right.
comments and stuff like that. So what I usually tell people who I meet like that is, I think that people who do have that support are very lucky, and the people who don't have it, they need to not be a effect of those people, even if it's their mom and dad, if it's their parents, if it's their their best friend, their spouse. So you have to confront them, and you have to be like, you have to really, really, really let them know, hey, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do better with your support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So please
Yeah.
give me the support. So I think that getting in that communication with that person, and if it's not a family member or not a spouse or somebody like maybe somebody you work with or just a friend, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't care how long you've been friends.
Adios.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
I had a best friend for 15 years. 15
Wow.
years. I thought this guy was my best friend. And I, after doing some personal growth and life improvement and stuff, I realized, oh, this guy keeps invalidating me. He keeps making me wrong and he doesn't make me feel good. So
Right.
that person is in your life and they don't make you feel good. And if you can't get through to them and confront them and get them to change that part, then you just end it. I don't care. And let me tell you something. Magic happens when you do that.
Oh,
Right.
When I realized this guy was bad for me, I completely disconnected from him. I said, "You're not my friend." And the way you are, the way you treat me, you're actually really not my friend. So don't ever call me again. Cut it off with him. I'm not kidding. The next day, I pulled in some new amazing friends, some new friendships. Things started happening, and my business got busier. It was just like in a 24-hour period, things started getting better for me, all because I disconnected from this one bad seed that was in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a powerful thing. I actually have a story like that from 2013 that I did that. And the next 2 weeks afterwards were incredible. Things were just coming in. I was a magnet for like positive projects and things. It is an amazing thing, and I think what you said earlier about the communication is, there's this fear of being invalidated that an artist always has, because this is what we put ourselves out there.
Right.
Hey, everybody, look what I'm doing,
Mhm.
and that's a bit of a, scary place to be sometimes.
Yeah.
But to have that serious conversation with that family member or friend or spouse or whatever, I think they don't take it seriously enough when they want to get into that conversation. Like, say, listen, tonight at 6:00, I want to sit down with you and I want to have a serious conversation about something. Is that okay with you? Because then they're like,
I love that.
That's weird, but and it's like, but now they know that you really want to say something, and then you bring it up and you say it, and then if they don't get it at that point, then obviously you got to increase
just
the gradient of it. But
yeah, just on a point on that, because I kind of went through it a little bit as a musician, and my mother knew nothing about music, and she was like, this kid's gonna play the drums and whatever he thinks he's gonna play. And we had that. I remember having that conversation with her. And John, you and I have had this conversation many times. And after that comment, there was a part of me. Number one, it freed me when I did have that conversation that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be a musician. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna play and I'm gonna express myself. But there was also a little bit of that thing that it was almost like it actually made me better, because what did they say? Success is the best revenge sometimes, right? When you get really good, you can turn around and say, you see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind of had that mindset as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. When you have somebody who's invalidating you, or if somebody, even if they're not bad like that, but let's just maybe they don't believe in you, or they just don't support whatever it is you're doing, flourish and prosper. Just keep going, don't stop.
Right.
You know, don't give up, be persistent, and be an example. So when they see you and they see how well you're doing, someday they'll snap out of it and go,
exactly.
You're good,
Exactly.
good at that, all right.
Yeah. One of the things I also tell young artists is to be very, very observant of who's who's supporting you and who doesn't say anything at all. Right. When you have like a success or you post them, like who that they're close to you, but they don't say one thing, not even a little like, not even a thumbs up, and you're like, be very, very observant. I mean, we're precious creatures here, the artists.
That's a red flag when somebody doesn't hear anything.
Right, exactly. Exactly.